It's the show the establishment warned you about.
That's right, it's the Dr. Tommy Show. Glad you're here. This is the Wednesday broadcast from the free state of Florida. I am your host, Dr. Tommy McElroy, back in the studio here in Echelon Health again with the lovely Tracy, concierge nurse.
Good morning.
And today I wanted to talk to you about some viewer mail. We have a new section on our website for Dr. Tommy Show viewer mail, and we've already got several submissions in there across the board. I'm not going to make any comment. We'll just have to view them and
you have to check them out.
See where they go. Now, also, I wanted to talk to you about a movie review, and then we're going to also talk a little bit about your personal experience that you had with shopping for healthcare yourself as a healthcare very informed consumer.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to do the viewer mail first?
Yeah,
Should
sure.
we go ahead and do the viewer mail first?
Yeah, it's funny.
I think it's eye-opening. I mean, there's some things there and they were a little surprising to me. Some of the people are very opinionated. So if you go,
well, they're keyboard warriors, as they call them nowadays. They just say whatever they want to say.
Yeah.
There's no filter.
No filter. All right. So if you go over to Dr. Tommy Show, hold on 1 second. Now, if you go to Dr. Tommy Show, it's keeping us cutting out. Hold on.
Excuse me.
Hold on 1 second. Hold on. No talking. All right. So sorry. That was the scene switcher. So if you go to drtommyshow.com here on the website, we have a little bit of a new thing, but they have here, click viewer mail right there. Okay. If you click on viewer mail, it will take you to this website, which is the viewer mail website. And this is where you can actually submit your viewer mail. And there, Tracy and I are reading with our little dog in front of our fireplace, and that's a bag full of viewer mail. It's a big bag, and there were some in there that were actual videos, and we've transcribed the videos. We didn't want to use the actual videos because of privacy reasons, so we actually have actors. And these actors are, believe me, they are true to form. I don't want to say they're exactly the person, but I'm just going to go ahead and play. This is the person, and he was responding to our beta fish short, or that I posted on the internet from our last podcast.
Virtually everything said in this clip is flat out wrong. Betta fish should not be kept in a tiny bowl. They must have a filter. They're a tropical fish, so most people will also need to buy a heater.
Okay, well, that's okay. Let's try the next one. This is another viewer. This guy, he's responding to my boxing video, and the rest of them are actually about the boxing videos. It's the most popular video I have on the broadcast there on the Dr. Tommy Show YouTube channel. And here, this is, guys, he is responding to my George Foreman versus Michael Moore video where I overlaid Ennio Morricone's The Ecstasy of Gold, and it actually came out beautifully, I thought.
Unwatchable because of the stupidly loud background music. The fight was more than exciting enough.
Okay. Well, let's try this. This guy looks like he's a young guy. He's hip. Let's see what he...
Idiotic spaghetti western music, drowning out the HBO call of the fight, ruined this clip. Absolutely killed the vibe.
Okay, well. Mixed result. All right, here's this guy. Oh, he's got a little green dot by his... Let's see. The broadcast engineer put a green dot by this one. Let's see what he had to say.
I know how many times I've watched this video, but it gives me goosebumps every single time. Rest in peace, Big George. You are forever the heavyweight champ of my heart.
Well, that's the better one. That's better. That's more positive, I think. That's good feedback.
Yes, it is good feedback.
Less nasty. This guy here has grease stains all over his shirt. This guy's wife's smoking in the house. And this guy is vaping, and he's... Anyway, let's see what this lady has to say. This is one more viewer.
A superb choice of background music. Ennio Morricone's The Ecstasy of Gold. From Sergio Leone's The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
Oh, well, that was nice, too. Seems like a nice lady, nice little dog.
She's clearly educated.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so that's just viewer mail. If you want to check it out, it's drtommyshow.com. Click on the viewer mail tab, and here's this nice lady. She says, such a lovely surprise in the mail. And we also have some other links there, along with the video replays and audio replays, and then these other little creative ventures I've done. Anyway, back to the show. We wanted to cover the Michael Jackson movie that you and I both saw. What did you think about the movie?
It.
Okay, so
it was nice to see a different side of his life. You know,
Yeah.
we just know him as a performer.
You know, when I was a kid, I used to think Michael Jackson was not cool. Did you?
Oh, I thought he was cool. I thought he was cool.
I guess this is coming from someone who was heavy metal oriented, and I think it wasn't cool to like Michael Jackson.
Okay, well, I was not.
But you're
heavy.
a female,
I
so that
was
might
not-
be different.
Maybe so, but I was never into heavy metal. So I liked Michael Jackson. Of course, the moonwalk was cool.
Yeah.
I thought he was cool.
Slight divergence. Put your hand up again like you just did. Okay, so you had your fingernails done, right?
Oh, yes, I did.
Okay, so you had your fingernails done. Now, back to the point about me thinking Michael Jackson was not necessarily cool and you thought he was completely cool. We're about the same age.
Mhm.
I'm
Go
Never
ahead,
mind.
say it.
I'm drastically younger by 3 years. Anyway, so we're around the same age. So you thought Michael Jackson was cool, and I thought it was. And then the other day you went and got your nails done, and tell me about how that transpired. The color discussion.
Oh, well, she's like, oh, do you want gel? And I said, yes, I do. So she took me to the wall and I picked, I don't know, there's probably 50 colors to choose from. And I wanted something blue because I just, we're going to the stadium this week. So I was like, oh, I want to get blue, Gator, not necessarily royal blue like Gator colors, but I wanted to do blue. And I said, oh, I'm going to do this blue. It's so pretty. And then she goes, oh, that's a great choice. Oh, do you see? Look at my toes. I have the same exact blue. And I'm like, oh, they're so pretty.
And I'm
going to love that color.
And I told you that shows that there is a difference between men and women, because if a man in that situation would be either very feminine or that's not how men act.
Well, yeah. So the last 2 times I have went to get my nails done and toes done, there's a man sitting beside me.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he was getting stuff done?
He's getting his toes done.
Was he feminine?
No.
He was
Nails.
getting painted.
They so yes, they're getting a pedicure.
Okay.
And
I know some men do that.
And this time when I was there this week, the man looked like he was getting maybe something sparkly on his toenails.
Okay.
I don't know what it was, but no, he did not seem feminine. He seemed like a regular guy.
Okay.
But in the time before that, a guy was getting his nails manicured.
Okay.
But they, they're definitely quieter.
Mhm.
They're not giggling about
But-
the fact that we are sharing the same color,
See,
same color
that's
polish.
and that's what people don't realize. Well, most people realize that, but the people who will say that gender fluidity, non-binary, everything else, everything's the same. Clearly, everything is not the same. Clearly.
No, men and women are definitely
But they would say,
different.
"Oh no, it's just environmental." I don't think so.
No, men and women are different. We think different.
There was a Time magazine article, and this was back, I think, in the 90s, and Rush was alive, and he made a point about it, is that made headlines from Time magazine. It said that, I think there was some discovery in DNA, and they said men and women are different. Made the front of
Oh.
Time.
Wow, surprise.
Anyway, so Michael Jackson, when I was a kid, was not, to me, that cool. But we went to see the movie, and it was good.
Yeah, we seen the previews at another movie we were watching. I can't remember, maybe Scream.
Yes.
And I was like, I have to see that. Now, a patient of ours, I said, oh, I'm going to go see the story of Michael Jackson. And he said, I'm going to say to you what I said to my son. Why?
He said that?
Yeah, John
Really?
did.
Oh,
And his son wanted to see it too.
Oh, okay.
I said, I want to know the story about Michael Jackson.
interesting.
We all know him as a performer. We don't know much about him because he was a very private man.
Yeah. Well, like I said, when I was a kid, I didn't think Michael Jackson was cool, but now I have a new appreciation for a lot of different music that I didn't like when I was a kid necessarily. And but the Michael Jackson movie, here it is, directed by Antoine Fuqua. And he is the guy who did Training Day with Wesley Snipes. He also did the, what did he do? He did the, what's the movies where he plays Wesley Snipes? It's not the Wesley Snipes, I'm sorry. Denzel Washington. And what's the movie where Denzel Washington? Equalizer. He did all
Okay.
the Equalizer
Those were
movies with, and I also think he did Man on Fire. Don't quote me on that. But anyway,
Okay.
he did this movie with Jafar Jackson, who is, I believe, the nephew of Michael Jackson and the brother of Jermaine Jackson, one of the Jackson Five. And so Jafar Jackson does an extraordinary job, I think
so
especially
too,
in the
yeah.
dancing of portraying Michael Jackson.
And he really did look like a young Michael Jackson.
He did. And I think the movie's very good. I think it's entertaining, and I did not feel at any point that I wanted it to end. You know how sometimes you're like, all right, let's get on with it.
Right.
I was interested in keeping going.
Yeah. All the kids liked it too.
And it ends in 1988. And so, theoretically, we thought we didn't know when it was going to end because we didn't read about it. And we thought maybe it'd keep going, but it ended in 1988 with the Bad album.
Yes, so while I was watching it, I wondered how far they were going to go with his life. And I did not want to, I really didn't want, the story was so good, I did not want them to go into when he became addicted to getting these IV meds.
They alluded to it a little bit.
Right. I didn't even know the story about his head and the fire.
So Michael Jackson in the 80s was shooting a commercial for Pepsi, and that's depicted in the movie as his father set that up through Don King, well, with Don King involved somehow, to try to take advantage of Michael Jackson's popularity. And one of the things that Joe Jackson, the father of Michael Jackson, in the movie set up is this advertising campaign with Pepsi, and they're shooting a video with Pepsi, and they put Michael Jackson too close to the lights, and the oil in his hair ignites and catches his head on fire, and it shows him recovering from it. And then they say, something about Demerol. The doctor wants to give him Demerol, and Michael Jackson's character says, I don't want to do that because I don't want to be on drugs, basically. And so that kind of alludes to possible theories of why he became addicted to drugs.
Yeah, and it does show a couple different times they show the IV bag continually dripping.
Oh, yes.
While
okay.
he's in the hospital.
I see.
So he's continuously getting medication.
I didn't even catch that.
Yeah, he's continuously getting medication while he's in the hospital. And that made me think, okay, so they're showing us what led up to him needing IV pain medications later in his life.
Mm-hmm. Now, the other thing too with this movie is they also started talking a little bit about his problems with his nose. And they said his father called him Big Nose, I think, as a child.
Yeah.
And then so it shows him early when he becomes, I think after his first album, Off the Wall, maybe in the late 70s or early 80s, maybe it was Thriller, where he has his first cosmetic surgery for his nose. And the doctor says, you've got a fine nose. He's like, I don't like it. And then it gets it.
Yeah.
And then we know that became a reoccurring theme throughout his life is this cosmetic surgery to the point of him becoming very unrecognizable by the time he died.
Yeah. And he does say in the movie, he needs to look perfect. He needs to be perfect.
Yeah. I think he did a good job of balancing the eccentricities of him with the animals and stuff. And with also portraying him as kind of like this, like he said, Peter Pan, they show him reading Peter Pan over and over. This boy who doesn't want to grow up, essentially. And probably because of this early childhood, the way it was. I mean, he was performing at very early age. I think he was 10 years old in the beginning of the movie. And they say that you're 8 for marketing reasons.
Yes.
So anyway, at a very early age, he had already had big success with Motown, I think. So who knows how long Joe had them performing before that.
Right.
And Joe Jackson got thrown under the bus pretty hard. It was produced by his family, his kids for the most part, except Janet Jackson.
Janet Jackson, I did read about that. And
Okay.
and she did not want any part of it. Now,
Did it say why, or she just said...
She did not want any part of it, but she did support her family members.
Okay.
So she supported them doing the movie.
She just didn't want to be
have
involved.
anything negative to say about it, but she did not want to be a part of it.
Yeah, so Janet's the only one...
And there's 10 children, or maybe 9. I did not know that also.
I didn't know that either.
So there's, I think, 5 or
The
6?
Jackson 5, and then
one daughter, Latoya.
Well, Latoya was not in the Jackson 5, and neither was Janet.
But Latoya's in the movie.
Right.
But there was a total of 9 or 10 children, plus Joe Jackson had a child with someone else.
Okay, so...
because he was not faithful to his wife. They didn't go into all that in the movie. But,
Well, they portrayed him as basically an a-hole.
yes, but they showed him as loyal to his family,
Well, loyal to his family, but to what end?
Right. But
Was it loyal for his own sake?
it was for his own sake, for sure. Yeah. But it didn't show him. Apparently, he was a cheater. always a cheater, and they did not portray that part of him, in the movie.
Yeah.
But he does have a child out there, a daughter that
So-
he had with another woman.
So the critics, did you read anything yet? I have not. The critics panned this movie.
No, but I had wine with my friends, and they said they'd heard bad reviews about it, and I said, "Well, I'm going to go see it for myself." And
Anytime
anyway,
I hear bad reviews about a movie, that automatically clues me in that maybe it's a good movie. Honestly, that's the way I think about it.
Well, I'm also thinking, what did they get out of it that was bad?
I don't know. That's curious. I have not read it yet.
I haven't either. Because
What would you think? What do you think? Predictions.
I don't know. I don't know what they could say. Did they not like that they threw the father under the bus?
Yeah.
Now that he's dead, he can't come back and defend himself. I don't know.
Anyway, it was a good movie. It has a rating of 7.7 on IMDb. And interestingly enough, if you look at the Metascore, which is from professional reviewers, it's a 39.
A 39, wow.
Red box there. So anyway,
I think it's a good movie to watch. Also, so Michael Jackson.
it's also musical. It's good music.
Yeah, yes, the kids love that part, especially Olivia. Michael Jackson was kind of portrayed as a weirdo,
Yeah.
and some people said that he had Neverland because he wanted to molest children and children slept with him in his bed and all this. But after watching them, and I never really I had no idea, obviously, whether Michael Jackson was like that or not. I don't know. But after seeing the movie, he wanted to give back to the children. The money that he received from his head injury, he donated all of that insurance money to charity, children's charity. But he missed out on his childhood. And so he took, I don't know, he just seemed like to me this Neverland was so children could come have a fun life, unlike his.
Well, that's the way they portrayed it in the movie, for sure.
Yeah. He was lonely. He was a lonely child.
Very lonely. He had all those animals.
Yeah. Anyway, I thought it was an excellent movie. I feel like we should buy it.
Oh, yeah, we'll buy. Oh, we have our new outdoor movie theater now under our pavilion, so we can watch it there.
Yeah.
Watch Lion King, the original with Olivia. That was pretty cool.
She loved it. I've seen it I've seen it several times. I think everyone's probably seen it by now, but it was Olivia's first time, and I could just see the look on her face. She just thought it was great.
So we have this pavilion that's like a 12 by 12 or something like that, 14 by 14 from Costco. And then we had these projectors from before that we don't use. Well, we have one upstairs and we had one down that we used before that was in our old house when the house before was made. Anyway,
That's when you were a bachelor and had a movie room.
Right. So short throw. It's like you could get it 4 feet from the screen. Anyway, I put that in there, and I have your old screen, and then I bought some outdoor speakers, and then I got some a receiver from Sound Exchange in the box, Onkyo. So now we have an outdoor theater.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's going to be fun for when we have
Probably less than $700.
Yeah, when we do some pool parties that go into the evening.
1,000. Yeah.
Like July 4th sometimes. It will be fun to put something up there on that screen, and you could actually watch it from the pool.
Well, the thing is you can't watch it during the day, though. It have to be at night.
But like July 4th last year,
at
July
night.
4th,
Went on to the early wee.
it ran late. It was a fun party.
Yeah, the new equipment was less than $600. The projector from before was probably $500 before, and the screen was probably $100. So anyway, not too much money.
Yeah, that screen I bought in 2016.
Okay. Michael, go see it. 2026. See for yourself. What else we got next? All right. Ella Langley. She has won, what'd you say, the most awards ever, right?
Yes, she won 7 awards.
7 awards. And Ella Langley is one of your favorite singers, right? And there's your other favorite singer. Looky there.
Yeah, I saw. I wish.
Was he on there or no? Was that from before?
No, he got an award. They got an
Oh,
award.
okay. So Red Clay Strays as well. They got a new album coming out June.
Yeah.
They played some new songs when we saw them last year twice on tour, and they played some new songs, and there's some new singles out now.
There are, yeah, and they're going to be coming back to Vegas. We were in Vegas December of last year, and they're coming back to Vegas again this December.
At the MG, where'd they at? Where are they?
MGM Grand.
Oh, really? Okay. And we saw them at the Virgin. Virgin was a nice hotel. It was off the strip, but it was nice.
It was really.
It'd be nice
great.
to go back in the summer because the winter it was too cold to get in the
We couldn't
pools.
get in the pool or anything.
I think it was December when
and we
went.
were there for. It was quick.
We were in and out. We saw the movie. I'm sorry, the the concert was in the place we stayed, which I always, from now on, will try to do. That's ideal.
Yes, it was amazing.
Walk to the concert, leave the concert, walk to your room.
Yeah, it was great. But they did receive an award. I'm going to have to go back and watch it, the ACM Awards from beginning to end, because I would like to see them perform. And then Ella Langley, of course, she's awesome.
Yeah, so she's, I was talking to you about it the other day, and she's recently had a lot of success, but she has been, on the scene for 5 years now, at least, because I saw something from YouTube from 5 years ago.
Yeah, she has been around for a while. She grew up singing in church. She's from, I believe, she's from Alabama, I believe, either Montgomery or Mobile, Alabama, maybe Montgomery. But anyway, she's from Alabama. She's been performing for a long time, but recently 2 songs put her on the charts and made her famous.
One with Riley Green, which is about
I Think You Love Me.
Yeah.
Wait.
I Think You Love Me.
Yeah. And then, of course, Choosing Texas.
Right. And then the other songs that she has are out are the
Well, the new one,
Be Like Her.
The new one she just came out with, Dandelion, which is fun also. I mean, she just has a great voice.
So she's, and the other thing
She's
too
beautiful.
is she's already tried to been canceled, of course, because of what was her big sin?
Is that when she went on Theo Von's?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they tried canceling her, and let me think. So they tried, no, I'm trying to remember here. They tried canceling her for something else, I was
Yes.
thinking.
And she
Oh,
brought-
wait, I know what she did,
Okay.
yes. They tried canceling her because she went on Theo Von.
Okay.
And
And why was that wrong?
why is it wrong? Because he supports Trump.
Oh,
Yes. And I mean, you know how
my
people are
goodness. See, it's like 6 degrees of hate.
now. Yeah.
It's like, I
Well-
will hate you if I can find a very adjacent way that you've done something that offends my senses, like the beta fish guy,
Yeah. Well,
in his sweaty apartment.
and I don't even know if he actually, supports Trump, but he had
Right.
Trump on.
And he didn't, he didn't cry. He's not a Jimmy Kimmel about it.
Yeah, if anyone watches Theo Von, he has a broad range of people come onto his show. And anyway, and her way of saying, I'll do what I want, she brought him out to,
I know.
was it Coachella? Is that what she was in?
I don't know. You told me about
Okay, I think it was Coachella. If that's how you say it. Anyway, she brought him on stage.
Yeah, and he sang.
To sing, and it was great.
it. Yeah.
And then people were like, well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
She doesn't care.
Yeah, that's what you have to be, though, to these people. They are
And then,
insane, sick people.
yes, and Morgan Wallen, who, of course, they tried canceling him. They wouldn't even play his music on the radio.
Yeah, he just finished a 2-day concert series at the Swamp in Gainesville.
Yes, and he brought out Tim Tebow.
Oh, he did? Cool.
Yes.
And Tim Tebow is a bad person because why?
Oh, he's God-loving.
That's right.
So,
Can't have that.
yeah, so Tim Tebow comes out, and who doesn't like Tim Tebow? He's just
The
like,
left.
he just seems like a great guy.
These people are sick.
And
That's why they sent in that beta fish. I mean, could you imagine that guy at home in his sweaty apartment? Did you see? I don't know if you saw. Look at the guy's apartment. It's disgusting. Look at this guy's apartment. Where is it? I'll find it here. But anyway, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so Morgan Wallen brought out Tim Tebow. It was at the Swamp, so of course they had to, he had to bring him out.
Yeah.
But the crowd went wild. They loved it.
Look at this guy. This guy's disgusting.
Virtually everything said in this clip is flat out wrong. Beta fish should not be kept in a tiny bowl. They
He's
must
never
have a
seen
filter. They're a tropical
setup.
fish, so
How
most
does he
people
even know what my
also need
setup
to buy
is?
a heater.
Look at the grease stains on his shirt, and he's got 4 stacks of takeout. And look at his wife there with her frizzy hair, looking over his shoulder, smiling. Dingy apartment, mildew on the walls, disgusting.
Virtually everything said in this
And his
clip
little-
is flat out wrong.
His little voice.
Beta fish should not be kept in a tiny bowl. They
You know who
must
that
have
reminds
a
me of?
filter. They're a tropical fish,
The
so most
potato,
people also
Brian
need to buy
Stelter.
a heater.
That must be Brian Stelter's brother.
I don't know. It's always crazy to me. I'm on Instagram, and I'm mostly on there because I like to follow, like Ella Langley, for instance, Theo Von, and I like to, follow recipes.
Mm-hmm.
I like to get recipes, like the recipe I got last night, for dinner. And it's amazing how someone finds something negative
I know.
in everything.
You were saying
You
that.
could be I mean, you could
Like this is my recipe for chocolate chip cookies.
Yeah, and then
Why did you use those chocolate chips? Those are the worst kind. Those are
yes.
disgusting.
Why are you leaving it bake for? Why are you allowing it to bake for 10 minutes? It should be baking for 12 minutes. Just off the wall craziness.
Yeah.
So I try not to read the reviews because it makes me sad for humanity. It makes me so sad that people are so quick to put other people down. I mean, it's just recipes.
I know, seriously. You know, I haven't been on social media for a long time, and I got this new Twitter account, X account, because of the Dr. Tommy show, and I use this thing where I post the clips to YouTube, and Rumble won't give me an API, so I can't post to Rumble automated. Anyway, so short story is I post to Twitter, X automated, and I post to YouTube automated with these shorts. And but I don't use Twitter. I used to have Twitter, and I had, I don't know what you call a following, whatever. 1,000 people are around there. Anyway, so, but you have to build that. And in order for me to get traction on X, I have to go onto X and like respond to stuff. But I just don't even care.
Yeah. Well,
because of what you said, it's just like,
yeah, I created a Twitter account. Just back when we were building Echelon in the beginning, I said, okay, let me get all these social media accounts.
Sure.
And I went on in Twitter, and I was on Twitter for less than a day. The hatred that's on Twitter is unbelievable.
Well, that was back though. It may still be like that. I don't know how to spend much time on it.
It's probably worse now. I
with
just
Elon,
deleted
though,
it and said, I don't want to do this.
Elon has put in, what do they call it?
Oh, okay. So I guess since he owns it, maybe it's a little different.
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, honestly, I don't know because I don't spend that much time, or I haven't spent any time on it, but I don't know. But since Elon bought it, at least you're not canceled for saying stuff.
Yeah, but I have no desire to be on Twitter, or it's called X. Is that what it's called now, right?
Yeah,
X.
X.
I have no desire. I'm only on Instagram, and like I said, it's to get recipes.
I tried to get on Instagram, but I am on Instagram actually, but you have to have like a Facebook account to use the API and to use I don't want to do all that. I don't have the energy or care. Anyway. But all right. So I wanted to talk about one thing before we left, outside stuff. And then I wanted to talk about your experience in the medical thing. But I want to talk about the big weekend we have planned with Madison.
Yes.
Madison is there. Oldest child, and she's graduating from vet school. 4 years it's been, and that's where it seems like a year and a half, maybe 2.
It does not seem like 4 years. It does not. Thursday, we're leaving Thursday, tomorrow, around 11 a.m.
University of Florida vet school.
Yes,
Who would not have her? I don't want to spread rumors, but they didn't let her in for undergrad.
She did not get accepted.
So she went to Florida Gulf Coast.
Which was great.
Worked
out well.
Got a 4.0.
She got a 4.0.
And then they're like, all right, we'll let you come to vet school.
Yeah. She got a 4.0 in undergrad.
They did the same thing with me, by the way.
And this was during COVID, too. She
I didn't get a
graduated at
4.0.
FGCU. So it was a little tough, doing classes from home. Because they kicked everybody out, like most schools. But, and she did every club possible.
She had to
held
do her
leadership
physics
roles
lab online.
Yes, she did. And she still managed her 4.0. And anyway, then she took a gap year. She did 3 years at FGCU because she already went in with credits. And she took a gap year and worked her butt off and bought not a brand new car, but fairly new.
Yeah.
Paid it off. And then got into UF vet school and got into a couple other places, but she decided on UF. And now, so Thursday, she is getting an award of some sort. We don't know what that's going to be yet.
No.
And
I
then
get to put her thing on.
On Friday, yes. You get to hood hers, it's called, which we're not. I've watched a video about that. It's like a sash you put
It's
over
like a
her head.
sash. We didn't do that, I don't think. When I've graduated, I don't remember what we did. I don't know.
I don't know.
Who knows? It's been 20 years.
I do know that I went up and I took pictures of her and her best friend at UF, Dunya, and I took pictures of them in their gown, and they had to rent their gown. And I don't know if I told you this. They rent the gown and rent the hat. Everything's rented.
Yeah, we rented ours too.
$160.
Oh, I don't remember how much it was.
Isn't that insane?
Yeah.
$160.
Yeah, it is.
I said,
Well, it's like a tuxedo, though. How much do those things cost?
I don't know. They might be like $200 now.
How much could it cost to buy it?
It's paid for itself many times now over.
Oh, yeah. It's a good racket.
So $160.
It's just like the textbook racket, although that racket's probably been absorbed by the internet. The textbook racket used to be a huge racket.
I was surprised. $160.
Think about textbook racket. Now, this is more than 20 years ago. It's 25 years ago. A biology textbook 25 years ago was not uncommon to have a used biology textbook be $80. Think about how many students at UF have a biology textbook. $80. I mean, those stores are killing it.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, they have to pay the publisher some, I guess. I don't know what you have to do with a resell on a used book, but good Lord, they were killing it.
Yeah, they make a lot of money for sure.
But the gown business is a racket too.
Yeah. So anyway,
there's a gown person out there who owns a company like, you, how dare you? We work hard.
Well, the gowns are
they
nice.
sew the gowns themselves in America. I said, no.
I mean, the gowns
Made
are,
in
of
China.
course, they're nice. They're thick, but $160, that's crazy. But let the kids, $160, I felt like you should own it.
I know, seriously.
But anyway, she's going to graduate, and then her and Nico, her husband, will be moving back to the area. They're currently looking for a place to
We're
rent.
trying to find them a place.
And she has a job lined up at a veterinarian office called Southpaw Animal Clinic.
Yeah. I'm trying to get her
And-
to do I haven't told her
Down
yet.
Mabry.
You said to do a podcast. She thought it meant come on to do a podcast. And she didn't even want to do that. I want her to actually have her own podcast.
She's not interested, but I'm sure you could talk her into being a guest.
She could have her own podcast. She liked to watch that one guy. What's his name? Dr. whatever his name was.
Oh, yeah, he was great. She probably still watches him.
What
Dr.
was his name?
Mike.
Dr. Mike. That's right. Anyway.
Yeah. I think Kaylee might even watch him now, too.
Yeah.
Anyway, people love him.
Yeah.
People love Dr. Mike.
Anyway.
He's
So,
an ER physician.
yeah. Anyway, so congratulations to Madison. And then I wanted to talk about your foray into the doctor searching business, which you finally have closed the deal.
I finally closed the deal, and I think I made a good choice. But yeah, trying to find a doctor.
So you called a
It's difficult.
couple concierge doctors
I
in
did.
town. And the reason why is because, well, first of all, we don't have insurance.
Mm-hmm.
So why pay for an insurance doctor if you don't have to?
Right.
Because you would have to pay cash, right?
I'd be paying cash, yes.
Right. So
Mhm.
if you have to, you have to. But if you can get a concierge doctor or direct primary care, so be it.
Mhm.
But you called a few concierge doctors and tell them what happened.
I didn't get a call back.
Well, also, and then what was the gist of their practice? It seemed like.
Aesthetics.
Yeah.
So there's a couple.
Which is not a bad thing.
It's fine, but one was in Lutz, one's in Hyde Park. And when you go on their website, I noticed that Botox and fillers and all this stuff is all over their webpage. And then scroll all the way down, and then you see concierge medicine.
Mhm. But you
So-
didn't get a call back.
I called the one place in Lutz, and I did not get a call back. And I said, I'd like to schedule a meet and greet for concierge membership services. And I did not get a call back. So I don't know why,
Who knows?
who knows if you got the message or not, but I didn't get a call back. And anyway, I just felt like maybe they're not, I don't know, maybe they're more interested in aesthetics. Or maybe if you do become a member, there might be like, oh, you look like
Yeah.
you need some Botox
Yeah.
there, Tracy.
Yeah. Remember we used to be across the street from the plastic surgeon. She was like looking at your face.
Yeah, she's like, there's something called Kybella. I'm like, stop looking at my face. She's in Lakeland now.
Oh, really?
Dr. Anahita.
She moved to
Nazarian.
Lakeland?
She's, I don't know if she's lived in Tampa.
But she
down-
moved her practice to
her-
Lakeland?
She joined a practice.
Oh, who?
Yeah.
Do you know?
I can't remember the name.
Interesting.
But anyway, I think she still has offices. I think she has an office in Tampa
Oh.
and Lakeland. So she joined a practice with
Yeah,
a
when we
gentleman.
knew her, she was kind of just starting.
She was just starting. Yeah.
That was 10 years ago. She's on our website,
yeah.
on our YouTube channel. You can search her, Dr. Anahita Azarian. We did actually a pretty popular podcast with her on breast dogs, mommy makeovers, things like
Yeah,
that.
a few, yes. Very nice
Back
person.
in the day.
But anyway,
We were looking at that podcast from the other day. Gosh, we both looked young
I know. Yeah,
10 years ago.
no.
Or
Now I need to go
9.
see her so I can get some Kybella and a facelift. Anyway, she's a really nice person.
Actually, if you look at those podcasts, we look kind of the same, except, I don't know, my hair is a lot grayer.
Yes, you definitely. You're younger, but you look older.
I look older than? What do you
No,
mean?
you look older than me. You're younger than me, but you look older than me.
Of course.
Just because, your gray hair. I have some gray hair, but anyway. And then I found a DPC place. And I did have a meet and greet, but it was a little unorganized. So I tried to do a meet and greet, and the receptionist said, we don't do that. We don't do meet and greets because then we establish a relationship with you.
Right. Okay.
I'm like, well, not necessarily. We're just talking.
Right.
I just want to know how the practice runs before I commit, because you can sign up right online.
Right. Which is common for DPC practices.
Yeah. And I felt like, well, if I'm going to do a membership, I would like to meet the person.
We don't do that.
And they said, no, they don't do that. I was like, okay, well, that's fine. Whatever. That's how you run your business. That's okay. Anyway, then the nurse practitioner did call me back and said she actually likes to do meet and greets when she has someone interested in membership.
Yeah.
So then I scheduled a meet and greet with her, a 10-minute meet and greet, telehealth though. It was only telehealth option. And she did seem very nice, and I ended up making an appointment. But then later I just changed my mind. I thought it was a little overpriced.
And it's farther.
And it's a little farther. I'm sure they're successful. They've been around for a while, but it would take me 25 minutes to get there, which is not terrible.
Mm-hmm.
But
then you found this one.
But there's a concierge medicine doctor 5 minutes from here. I could walk if I was energetic and motivated. And it wasn't 100 degrees in Florida.
Dr. Esposito.
Yes.
Right?
So, and I have never met her before until just this week, but I have referred to her because we have some male patients and their wives are looking for a female physician. I mean, and so close to us.
Right.
But anyway, she's just starting out. She seems very nice. She does things like we do.
Yeah. Both she and I actually, I guess, talked to Radley, and I talked to Radley too when I first started.
Yeah. I told her that he was kind of your mentor, and she said the same, for her.
Yeah.
So he's someone
Radley,
that's great for, learning how to start your business.
Radley was very open when I started. There was no anything other than encouragement and great success, even though we weren't in the same town. I mean, same part of town. He was in South Tampa. I was up here always. But I know even the South Tampa doctors down there, new ones, like in his neighborhood, like his territory, so to speak. He was always very open with them too.
Yeah, it's great that he wants to share how his business practices are.
Yeah, I think it's good. I think it's like a karma thing. If you're an a-hole, then it comes back to haunt you. If you're a nice person, then hopefully it comes back to reward you. And I think he's always like been very, like I said, upfront.
Do you remember Dr. Griffin telling you about the other doctor putting flyers?
Some doctor
in
was
his
putting
parking
flyers
lot?
on his patients' cars in his parking lot. What a sick son of a...
That's terrible.
What a freaking weirdo.
Yeah. But Dr. Griffin is a nice person,
Psychopath.
Very nice person, generous in his knowledge. And anyway, and so he's been telling her, this is some things you can do to help,
Hers is called Ascend Concierge Medicine.
Yes. She is family medicine. She's a DO. And
Florida.
she also does, what was it? OMM? I think
OMT. Right?
No, OMM.
Oh, it's osteopathic medicine.
Yes.
They manipulate. That's the difference basically between DO education and MD education, is that DOs are taught extra curriculum on manipulation. Now, if you become a DO brain surgeon, it's probably a good chance you're not going to be doing much manipulation. But from her as a primary care doctor, I think it gives her a little bit of a more nuanced view of the body. And it kind of combines, in my kind of thinking of it, I'm not a DO, but my thinking of it is it kind of combines some of the philosophy of chiropractics maybe, and alignment and nerves and such with medicine, quote unquote. And that's how you get DOs. Anyway, that's the way I think about it.
Yeah, I think that's...
I thought...
Well, when I was doing the meet and greet with her and she told me about that, I said, oh, I think that would be great for what I also, some issues that I might have.
Yeah.
I think it is a great benefit.
I remember one time we had a patient and she was coming in for something anyway. I referred her to a DO doctor, and I didn't say it was a DO doctor. I just referred to this as Dr. So-and-so, go see his doctor. So a few months go by and she comes back. She's like, yeah, I saw the doctor for my problem. I was like, oh, really? Did you see Dr. So-and-so? No, I didn't see him because he's a DO. And then she ended up seeing this doctor who basically treated her poorly. I'm like, see, should have just not been prejudiced against the DO.
Yeah, I think DOs are great. Dr. Jonathan Youssef in Wesley Chapel, he is a wonderful person.
I didn't realize he was a DO.
He's a DO. And then the specialist I was seeing in Trinity,
right,
the gentleman,
right.
Dr. Grunbaum, he's a DO.
I'll be damned.
His partner's a DO.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Wow.
they're all DOs. I think they're great. I would not. Oh, actually, no. My other doctor I see in Wesley Chapel, he's an MD. But I don't know. I think DOs are perfectly fine.
I think for sports medicine, it would have been awesome if we had some more of that type of training. I know one time when I was a fellow, I went to see when I used to work with Adam Brunson down in St. Pete. He said that when he was in training that he did a rotation, or somebody came through was a DO. Anyways, he was exposed to some DO stuff. And so he's like, I was like, yeah, my neck hurts. He's like, here, lay down. So I'm like, okay. And so he's like pulling on my head, kind of like making my head relax. I'm like, okay. And
so
then,
kind of like a massage?
no, God, no. This is medical stuff. Anyway, so I was laying down there and he's like, he said, like, here, let your head relax. Let it relax. I'm like, all right, I'm relax. And then he did something where he's like, popped the bottom of my skull basically.
Wow.
And it's like, wow, that feels better. So he learned that though from the DO doctor.
Okay.
So I think that I think that's cool. It's kind of like why I did sports medicine, was to kind of expand my capabilities beyond regular family medicine.
Yeah, she did ask. She said, from what I understand, your husband mostly does sports medicine related care. And I said, no, mostly family medicine. I said, he is sports medicine, yes, but we're not treating athletes.
Right.
We're treating normal, everyday 50-year-olds that get tennis elbow or get hurt on the golf course. Or
crash their motorcycles over and over and over and over and over again.
Yes. Or our patient that is an adrenaline junkie. Yeah. But I said, we're not dealing with athletes. We're, not
anymore. I used to deal with them.
I told him that. I told her that. I said, but it's just an added benefit for our patients because a lot of our patients they're in their 50s and they play golf or they're athletic, but they're not,
Yeah, we used to call them weekend warriors.
Right. But our patient that has the fractured ribs, he's probably already making plans to get back on his motorcycle.
Yeah. Remember we were skating and we saw that one guy and we're like, you said that guy looks like our patient as an older person. And then it turns out because of the way his build was and it's kind of just, I don't know what about him, but you thought he did.
Yeah.
It turns out he is our patient in like 30 years because he's the same person. He's like a rod in his leg. He's broken ribs. It's like, isn't that interesting? I
know. I just saw him and I was like, oh, that reminds me of our patient Bill when he's older. And when he started talking to me, this gentleman I was talking to is part of a 70 and older motorcycle dirt bike group. Mm-hmm. And he said he's got 80-year-olds in the group. That's amazing.
Yeah.
I just was blown away by that. But yes. And then he said, then his wife comes over and she's like, oh, I'm talking to this couple. They're here with their granddaughter.
Oh, no. I know. Not the first time that's happened.
Yeah. I said, no, our daughter.
We went to go get plants once and the guy's like, yeah, I was just out with my granddaughter. This was like when Olivia was 2. Yeah. So this was like 5 years ago.
I know. I'm like, oh my gosh, I was only 44 years old at the time.
My dad used to get the same thing though, and he was younger than me. My dad was in his 30s. Let's see, my sister's, so my dad was 35 when my sister was born. So I remember my sister and I and my brother would be in the store, like Publix or something, and my sister would be holding my dad's hand. And she'd be like 3 or something, maybe younger, probably younger. And then they'd be like, oh, are you with Grandpa? My dad didn't say anything. I don't know if he said anything.
My hair's barely even gray. I don't feel like I know I'm 50
well, it's
now.
funny though,
but
because if you go to the Lutz Prep, where Olivia is, I mean, most of the women there and men are like in their 20s.
30s,
Some people are older.
Yeah. Well, we're definitely not the only older people in Olivia's classroom, for parents.
No, there's a few. And I think it's becoming more common.
I think it is. People are waiting to have children, which you just read about that. The average age now is 37?
No, actually, John Sheehan said that on the podcast last week.
Okay.
He said in New York City, the average age of the first-time mother is 37. That's amazing to me.
Yeah. Yeah, I think 35 is a really great age to have a child.
Yeah.
Really. I mean, I was 25, 35, and 43, but looking back, 25 is so young. 35 was a great
Yeah, but the
age.
benefit of being that is, look now, Madison's going to be graduating as a doctor.
Yeah, yeah.
And you're 40 what, or 50.
50. Anyway, the thing is, your body is great when you're 25. You bounce back from a pregnancy pretty easy. And at 35, I bounced back pretty quickly, but you're a little more tired. And at 43, actually, it was pretty good. But
Hell, you were back to work in like a week.
yeah, I was drawing someone's blood. I'm like carrying Olivia with me to
I
the
carried
office.
the baby. Oh,
You weren't here.
Oh,
I
really?
met that
Okay,
patient
that's
here.
right. That's when I was working urgent care.
Yeah, I met him here on, I think, a Saturday.
Yeah, that's when I was working urgent care. Boy, those were the good old days, right?
Yeah, those
Brand new office, not brand new, but new really model office. I worked urgent care. Brand new baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are.
It was a little stressful, but we did it. Now we talk about it,
Yeah.
all those times,
It's character.
not having a whole lot of money.
It's
and
character building, though.
Yeah.
People don't realize that. That's why I was talking to when I had what's his name on
Leo.
Leo. We were talking about that. They say hard times make strong men, or something like that, and something I forgot. There's some other thing about something in weak men, but basically, hard times make strong men. Hard times can break weak men, or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, the point is, it's character.
Well, I think we can see it. We can see it with our patients for sure.
Oh yeah.
No,
it's good. It's good. I mean,
those that maybe have struggled.
If you
in
go through
childhood
life
or
and everything is always there for you, that's great. As long as everything's always there for you.
Yeah.
As long as that's the case, everything's going to be fine. But if it doesn't, then, it's going to be, you're going to have to figure it out at some point.
Yeah, it's going to be a little rough.
Anyway.
But,
right.
If things weren't always great for you, then you can figure it out. I feel like, in your, adult years, you're just like, look, we got to make this happen.
Yeah.
And you figure it out.
Anyway, that's it for today. Thank you for joining us. DrTommyShow.com. Read the viewer mail. Watch the videos of these people. Some are nice, some aren't so nice. But anyway, everybody has their opinion. We'll see you again. Until next time. See you later. Bye-bye.
Shh, there, my little one. It's all right. That's it. Calm now.